guys, the Christian, are supposed to be the first to go to Mecca and worship at the Kaaba.
No, because Mecca is not in the Bible, and there's no evidence any biblical author even knew of Mecca's existence.
So I begin by saying, open your Bible. He opened the Bible. I said, open the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 19. He opened. I said, open the page. I'm going to read from my head. Because I'm telling you, my friend, if I go to sleep and you wake me up, I can read the Bible upside down.
Well then, can't use ignorance as an excuse if you get these Bible verses wildly wrong.
Wallahi, I can do that. Not boasting.
Yes, you are.
So Isaiah 19:19, it says, God Almighty, speaking to Prophet Isaiah. So God said to Isaiah, "O Isaiah, towards the end of time, there will be a temple built in a town near Egypt."
So this is just simply not true. Isaiah 19 says an altar, not a temple, will be built in the midst of Egypt to the divine name, not in the town near it. So there's no temple in verse 19. And if it was saying the altar will be built in a town near Egypt, you'd have to have a similar construction, like what you find in Genesis 35:4, where it says a tree was near Shechem, or Joshua 7:2, where it says I was near Beth Aven. Isaiah 19:19 is saying the altar will be in Egypt, not on the outside of the nation.
But at the corner of that temple will be a black stone.
And that's another lie. Nowhere in the whole chapter does it mention a black stone.
What are you talking about? There is a black stone. Why you are lying, huh? I'm going to get so fat, from laughing. Peace of Christ to all of you. I hope today you will like this video. Please support this brother. Actually, he's doing a good job to get the Abdul busted. Like he have his own way, to show them from the scriptures. But I have my own way. Unbelievable. I am the bad boy between the Christians and Muslims. I'm going to spank the hell of you. You know what it means to spank the hell of? I will spank the hell of you, the hell of your prophet, the hell of your God. I mean, my fingers are hurting from spanking you. Christians, when they refute the Muslims, there is like they assume that the Muslims, they have a brain like us. I know, many of you will say, now come on, they have a brain. No, they don't. They don't. I will prove it to you. So I saw this actually today. Today they have a broadcast. And, here the Christians, as usual, they try to refute the Muslims by showing them that the scripture doesn't say that. Now, for sure, if you open Isaiah, yourself, you will see that this is about Egypt, have nothing to do with anything else. And not only that, I mean, the rivers will dry, the sea will dry. I mean, all of those happen now, Anyway, but there is a different way to answer the Abdul. Not to answer the Abdul, actually. What to answer? I mean, I don't answer the Abdul. You cannot answer Abdul. Are you kidding me? It's impossible to answer Abdul. He's Abdul. He speaks different language. So, in order to answer the Abdul, I will show you. And I said 1,000,000 times. Don't use your words. Use their own. I will play the video again. And I will see who of you want to know. And by the way, later, the one who want to download the video, cut it, make it short so people, they can, like if you are trying to make a short video, just cut the cheese of it, let's say, cut the cheese of it, make a video which is short, and let everybody see how the video actually can conquer Islam. Not only we are going to refute Islam, we are going to conquer it. I mean, this donkey, look, he have a police officer behind him. Did you notice that? Did you notice? Behind this guy, he have a police officer. This is an organized crime religion. Need the protection of the government. I mean, he is in the heart of his country, yet they are afraid somebody would do this guy because suppose he's a big sheikh. So he needed protection. He is not a, he is not a Christian. He is a Muslim. Still, he needed protection. He defended Allah and His Prophet. Still, he needed protection. But look here. I'm going to play the video, and I want to see who of you will think differently from other Christians, because what this guy he just said is a destruction for Islam. I want to see who of you will notice. Let me play it.
You guys, the Christian, are supposed to be the first to go to Mecca, worship at the Kaaba.
No, because Mecca is not in the Bible, and there's no evidence any biblical author even knew of Mecca's existence.
So I begin by saying, open your Bible. He opened the Bible. I said, open the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 19. He opened. I said, open the page. I'm going to read from my head. Because I'm telling you, my friend, if I go to sleep.
This guy, when he go to sleep, he can do what?
And you wake me up. I can read the Bible upside down.
Well,
obviously you are doing that already. And not only that, you just read the Quran upside down. I will show you.
then, can't use ignorance as an excuse if you get these Bible verses wildly wrong.
Wallahi, I can do that.
Wallahi, wallahi, wallahi.
Yes, you are.
So Isaiah 19:19, it says, God Almighty, speaking to Prophet Isaiah. So God said to Isaiah, "Oh Isaiah, towards the end of time, there will be a..."
Do you see the stupid donkey? So he's saying at the end of the time, the Kaaba will be built. Do you see the stupidity of this religion? Do you see how stupid those donkeys? At the end of time. When? At the end of time. I did not even start yet. He just said at the end of the time. Let me play it again. There's no like. Let me go back a little. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Just to show you how stupid they are. I mean, I'm done. Let me go home. That's it. At the end of the time. So the Kaaba will be built at the end of the time. Not only that. Hold on. Excuse me, I have to use the word shit even in the morning. I mean, what I can do, this is a shitty religion. Excuse moi. Okay, if you are speaking French. If you speak English, excuse me. If you speak British, excuse me. Like whatever language you speak. This is donkey. Listen to me. What?
Isaiah 19:19, it says, God Almighty, speaking to Prophet Isaiah. So God said to Isaiah, "Oh Isaiah, towards the end of time, there will be a temple built in a town near Egypt."
So this is just...
By the way, Egypt is like a town. Egypt is a grocery store. A town near Egypt. As if Egypt is like a mountain. I mean, Abdul, do you know how many countries beside Egypt? A town near Egypt, and in the Bible it says, but this is not even, I'm going to, because this guy here, this brother, he refuted them in that math. You can, guys, all of you, go read the chapter. You will see nothing there except about Egypt, the Pharaoh. Stupid Egypt donkey. Just, okay, continue.
Just simply not true. Isaiah 19 says an altar, not a temple, will be built in the midst of Egypt to the divine name. Not in the town.
It's in, come on, it's near Egypt, come on, And the Muslims, they say that we are the one who changed our book, and then they come to our book, and then they kiss the ass of our apologists to say we accept our book. When they want, our book is corrupted. When they want, that's it, they found Muhammad in the Bible, they found the Kaaba now. So, as you see, it says in the midst of Egypt, and this is about Egypt, this is about the people of Egypt, this is about the river of Egypt. This is about the Pharaoh name mentioned there. The Lord will come to Egypt. This is the start of the Lord will come to Egypt. The Lord, God. Did your Lord Muslims come to Egypt? Continue.
Near it. But there's no temple in verse 19. And if it was saying the altar will be built in a town near Egypt, you'd have to have a similar construction, like what you find in Genesis 35:4, where it says a tree was near Shechem, or Joshua 7:2, where it says I was near Beth Aven. Isaiah 19:19 is saying the altar will be in Egypt, not on the outside of the nation.
But At the corner of that temple will be a black stone.
And that's another lie. Nowhere in
Anyway, guys, who want to help me and tell me what is the biggest mistake in this guy he said? Not a mistake, the biggest stupid thing he said. Beside, it is going to be built at the end of the time. Who want to help me? What is the biggest stupid thing he said, which will cause destruction to Islam? Not only he's stupid. Look at this idiot. He put his hand up. He make horn. This guy is so excited, like yeah. Who wanna help me? What the most stupid thing this guy he said in this video? Anyone wanna help me? Beside Pharaoh and Egypt and the end of the time, there's something more important. Let me play it for you again. You guys are sleepy still.
No, because Mecca's not.
You guys, the Christian, are supposed to be the first to go to Mecca and worship at the Kabba.
No, because Mecca's not in the Bible, and there's no evidence any biblical author even knew of Mecca's existence.
Wake up, people, wake up. Drink coffee. Good morning. Hello. Listen, what is the biggest mistake we will hear now? Not mistake only, it's a destruction for Islam.
So I begin by saying, open your Bible. You open the Bible. I said, open the book of Isaiah, chapter 19.
The book of Isaiah. I will help you. The book of Isaiah. Who is Isaiah? Wanna help me? Is Isaiah before Abraham or after Abraham? Do we have any Abdul in the chat? Because Abdul, they are so good in history. Is Isaiah before Abraham or after Abraham? Hello? Who is Abdul? I mean, all those donkeys are watching this guy. Nobody said to him, potato, you just destroyed Muhammad and the religion of Allah. So if Isaiah is speaking about the Kaaba will be built at the end of the time, that means the story in the Quran is a fabrication, because according to the stupid Quran, the one who built the Kaaba is Abraham. What the heck? He left as a donkey, never came back as a horse. You donkey, you just deny the story of the Quran. Because according to you now, the Kaaba should be built at the end of the time and never built by Abraham. Hello, potato. Here we go. So you do not need to read the verses. We do not need to go over it. We do not. I mean, he just destroyed Islam. He just proved that Abraham never was there, never built the house of Allah, and this is a fabrication of Muhammad, because Isaiah said that the Kaaba will be built at the end of the time in a town near Egypt. And now how many years between Abraham and Isaiah? I'm done. Thank you very much. Nice talking to you. So if I was there, I will make everybody laugh at this donkey, and this guy is so excited. He's like, and the Muslim, they say to him, "Wow, wow, brother, wow." And the other guy, he is digging for his booger in his nose, and the other one like scratching his head like, subhanallah, my sheikh is so smart. He just destroyed the Quran, and he made the Kaaba is going to build later. 708 years after, and not only that, even after Isaiah, at the end of the time, which means the Kaaba until now is not built. Oh boy. Same time, yeah, I want to mention, where we can find even Isaiah in your book, you stupid idiot, as long as you are quoting Isaiah. And then later he quote the book of Revelation. That means you believe that Jesus is God, because the revelation come to the disciple is coming from Jesus, you donkey. I did not even open the Bible. I do not need to read any verse. That's it, we are done. So the donkey, he just confirmed that the story in the Quran is nothing but a fabrication. Abraham never been there, never built the Kaaba. And here we go, Isaiah, who came long after Abraham, saying that in the future the Kaaba will be built where? In a town near Egypt. Hey, brother, why he did not say in Arabia? I mean, why he say near Egypt? As long as you are saying near. We go in the Bible, and he says in the last translation, they took it off. Abdul, what about we go to the older translation? The older. You know what? Go to the Hebrew. Go the original, the Jewish, no translation. Hit in the head, brother. And those Abdul in Africa, brother, subhanallah. Our brother here, he's just destroyed the Christians. We found the Kaaba in the Bible, in the book of Isaiah, and we found even in the book of Revelation, it's speaking about doing Hajj, and and it says and there it says the lamb, Do we have any Abdul want to make a comment about this Muslim making fun of your Quran, accusing your prophet and your God Allah to be a fabricator? Because as you see, he said the Kaaba will be built at the end of the time. At the end of the time. You see, I'm not the one who said those words. I did not. Here we go. Maybe you have a you have a short memory. Let me make the video bigger for you. All Muslims, they have no memory. They memorize the Quran, but they have no memory of its meaning. So read with me here.
In verse 19, he opened. Open the page. I'm going to read from my head. Because I'm telling you, my friend, if I go to sleep.
He's a hero, guys. The guy, you see, he's very humble. If I go to sleep, me, if I go to sleep, I fart. When he go to sleep, what happened?
And you wake me up. I can read.
I wake you up. Okay.
Read the Bible upside down.
Did you see the trick? Did you see how you can do it? So look like this guy, he's asleep and they are hanging him from his feet. Brother, what do you mean you can read the Bible upside down? What the heck is that? You can read the Bible upside down because we wake you up from the sleep. Look like you are sleeping like a Batman. You are holding the bar with your feet and your head is down and you are reading the Bible in that way. Okay, what happened? What happened?
Well then, can't use ignorance as an excuse if you get these Bible verses wildly wrong.
Wallahi, I can do that.
Wallahi, I can do that. When you see a Muslim saying Wallahi, that means he is making a big shit, which means he is lying for sure. In the Middle East, when somebody say Wallahi, he mean he will never do it. He mean he is going never. Don't ever take the promise. The second he say Wallahi, it means shit is coming. Wallahi, it is the swear of liars. This is why the Lord, he says, either yea, yea, or nay, nay. Oath, those who take oath because they are lying. Because usually all they lie. And now he want to prove that he is not a liar, so he take an oath. In Christianity, you cannot be a liar. Either yea, yea, or nay, nay. Why you want to swear? Are you saying to me the rest of the day because you are swearing you are lying? Exactly. Continue. So what he will say now? He will say at the end of time.
Not boast.
Yes, you are.
So Isaiah 19:19, it says, God Almighty speaking to Prophet Isaiah. So God said to Isaiah, "Oh Isaiah, towards the end of time."
Stop. Do you see it? Toward the end of time. I mean, all those donkey and this guy underneath, he is like so excited. He did not ask himself. And look, a Muslim wearing an American flag. Can you believe it? A Muslim, the Quran says, take not Christians and Jews as protectors. Chapter 5, verse 51. And this Abdul wearing an American flag. Taqiyya. So, at the end of the time, nobody said to him, brother, but the Kaaba is already there. And this guy, he came long after Abraham. So if this guy predicting that the Kaaba will be built as a prophecy, that means all the story in the Quran, excuse me, is a bullshit. Like if you are an immigrant like me from Russia, you say bullshit. If you are from Mexico, You see the amigo bullshit. If you are from Italy and your name is Tony, you say there's a bullshit. So depend where you're coming from, but it's bullshit, bullshit. It doesn't matter where you go. At the end of the time, you donkey, the Kaaba will be built. I mean, do those people have a brain? At the end of the time. At the end of the time. And now we can use this video with any Muslim we want to prove that Abraham never was in Mecca. Simply because he just confirmed that the Prophet Isaiah, who never exists in the Quran, we do not know why, Muhammad, maybe he never heard of him. Prophet Isaiah, he said that the Kaaba will be built in the future. So the story in the Quran about Abraham building the house of Allah, the Kaaba, is nothing but a fabrication. Bingo. Can now this guy deny what he say? He cannot. We do not need to read the verses no more. Actually, we can use this as a proof to destroy Islam. You Muslims, your Kaaba is a fabrication. This is not the Kaaba. He said at the end of the time. And if you go to Isaiah, you know those Muslims, they are time travelers like their prophet. Lord have mercy. When I say stupidity is amazing, I have my reason. It is amazing. So if you go here, actually, you know what? Hold on. He was reading the New International, which is I don't like this translation. It's full of errors, but I will use the translation he used, just to show you why we laugh at them. Give me a second. This is Isaiah. That's Isaiah. A prophecy against Egypt. The Lord rides on a swift cloud and coming to Egypt, and the idols of Egypt tremble before him. Did your God Muhammad it coming to Egypt? I mean, he says near Egypt. Here it says is coming to Egypt. The Lord himself. Now, did your Lord come to Egypt? No. Now, for us, we can say, well, Jesus went to Egypt. Anyway, we continue. And the heart of the Egyptian melt with fear. I will steer Egyptian against Egyptian. A brother will fight, etc. Read. And then there is all those things will happen, All those things will happen. So what does this have to do with the Kaaba? The water of the river will dry up. Did the Nile River dry? I mean, what's wrong with people? Mentally ill. So all those things will happen. And when those things happen, as you see, that thing will happen. In his video, he said, at the end of the time. This is his word, not our words. And then when he go to that verse, which we will go, and as you see, is speaking about the Pharaoh, about the Assyrian, about the Hebrew, all those kind of things. And then he go here, he jump all the way here, and suddenly this one is about the Kaaba. And look what it says. That day there will be an altar to the Lord in the heart of Egypt, not in a town near Egypt. Actually, I challenge you, Abdul, to show me the translation says in a town. Not translation, forget it. Go to the Hebrew. Go to the Hebrew. Or potatoes. You Muslims have no dignity. We laugh at you for a reason. Because you are satanic, demonic, and liars. If you have dignity, if you have a real religion, you will not lie. A person who have a true God, at least if even if his God is false, by the way, a person who have a true belief, at least, let us say you don't believe in the true God, let's say your God is fake, but to know right away that a person is satanic is when he lie about what his text says and what other people text says. Do we agree? If a Christian is a believer, why he will lie to Muslim? If you lie as a Christian, you go to hell. The Bible says clearly, wicked men, liars, thieves, greedy, fornicators, homosexual, even drunken, just by being drunk, you will not go to heaven. You did not do anything. You are staying home, you're drunk. You have to repent and don't do it again. So why a believer would lie? To do what? To save me and you lose your salvation? That is a Christian case. But in the case of Muslims, there is no salvation anyway. This is a religion of good luck. The Muslims believe in destiny. So you believe, you don't believe, it doesn't matter. Muhammad made it clear that at the end of the day, when a person is almost going to heaven, what's written by Allah will take over. So you act like a person of heaven, you might go to hell, and you act like a person of hell, you might go to heaven. If you don't believe me, I can show you the reference. As you know, I am a person of reference. This is the stupid Muhammad and his book and his statement. Read and laugh. Where we can find it, let us see. Where is the hadith? Okay, let us search for something else. Muhammad, he have tons of okay. Here we go, read. And this is Sahih al-Bukhari. So Muhammad here, he swear by his fake God, Allah, saying that a person who practice the act of people of heaven, he gave example two people. One, he practiced the act of people of hell, and one, he practiced the act of people of heaven. Both of them, they will be disappointed. How? Maybe the one who want to go to heaven, I mean, the one who want to go to hell, he want to go to hell. He like to go to hell. He don't want to go to heaven. So he's acting like people of hell. What is written by Allah will take over, will overcome, and then he go to heaven. And then there's another person who act like people of heaven, and then he will go to hell. Read with me carefully. Muhammad, he swear, saying the following. After an angel, he breathe your soul to you, etc. And here you notice that the angel is doing that, not Allah, which means the creator is an angel. This is what is coming from the Sabian. Sabian believe in such a thing. And here he says, he swear by Allah, he says, and by Allah, a person among you, a man, may do the deeds of people of fire until there is only one cubit or an arm breathe distance between him and fire. So this guy is doing the act of hellfire. Like what? He's being nice, sincere to Christians. He don't lie, he don't kill, he don't cheat, he don't join Al-Qaeda. That is a bad Muslim. You know? He's a bad Muslim. So he will go to fire. And then, but then that is written, which Allah has, between two brackets, the order the angels to write, which means destiny. Proceed, and he does the deed of the people of paradise, and he enter it. Do you see it? So the guy is doing everything according to Islam wrong. Everything all his life. Then what is written by Allah will take over and he will go to heaven. So what's the point of this religion? And then he gave an example for other person. The other person is the opposite. The other person, he doing the act of people of heaven. Muhammad continue. Batayta Muhammad. Bida. And a man may do the deeds of the people of paradise till there is only a cubit or two between him and paradise. And then what is written, proceed, and he does the deed of people of higher, and he enter it. So what is religion for? What any religion for? If this is exactly what will happen, it's what's written at the end of the day is going to happen. So you act, you don't act, you pray, you don't pray, you believe, you don't believe, you drink, you rape, you kill. It doesn't matter. It's what is written by Allah as a destiny is going to happen. So what those stupid Muslims are talking about? When a Muslim asks us to believe in Allah, and as you see, here we go, he gave you an example. A person who believes in Allah, he acting as people of heaven. He pray, he do jihad, he kill Christians, he rape women. He's doing everything Muslims do. Yet he might, because depend in your luck, what Allah wrote for you. You do not know what is in the book. So Allah wrote for you a destiny, and this destiny would happen. So what is wrote by Allah is going to take over, and bye-bye. So all this argument about Islam is the most stupid religion ever. And Islam, actually going to a casino is a better luck. You know casino, when you do gambling, if you are a gambler like Mohammed, like Muslims, in a casino, you know, there's how many cards in the game? 52? 52, right? Okay, 52. So 52 divided to 4. Let us say. Depends what game they are playing, right? So let us say they are a game of 4. Well, you will have the 13 cards, which divided, you know, I mean, you have a luck 13 out of you have a luck of 1 to 4, 1 to 4 to win, 1 to 4. And right away, when you see your card, you know what you are winning or losing. Here, what do you know? Nothing. It is what is written, which nobody knows. So why I want to pray, and why I want to believe, and why I want to worship, and why I want to do jihad, and why I want to do all the shit Muhammad he does, raping women and killing people, you know, causing harm and destruction in this earth, for what? If it's destiny anyway. Gamblers, they will go to hell in Christianity. Gamblers in Islam, they will go to hell too, but not according to Islam, by the way, because in the Quran it says, avoid those things, but will not take you to hell. Nowhere in the Quran it says if you gamble, you go to hell. Nowhere in the Quran it says that adultery will take you to hell. Nowhere. In fact, the Quran, or what it says, that by saying Shahada, we played for you the video in the other day of Zakir Naik. By saying Shahada, you are going to go to heaven. He divided $199 into notes. Saying Shahada is $100 note. That's it. Praying 5 times a day is a $20 note. Fasting is $10. So the rest is $1 note. So he said, you know, so if you have $69 notes, which means each one of them is one note, one note. It doesn't matter how many notes you have, still the number you have is little. You are going to go to heaven because you don't have the Shahada note. Shahada, that's it. Shahada alone is more than 50%, is 51%. So Islam is a stupid religion. We find it laughable. Only dumb and dummy people, they might see it as something, you know, real. In the top of that, even Muhammad himself, he did not know. He's not sure he will go to heaven. They said to him, are you going to go to heaven, Prophet of Allah? Muhammad, he gave them his popo as usual, you know. And he said to them, only if Allah warp me with his mercy. Okay. So are you going to heaven or not? Obviously not. We don't know. Good luck. Read it. And this is very authentic. Abu Hurairah, the father of the cats, he said that the Prophet said, none of you will be, rescued by his work. Okay? But this is destroy all of kind of everything about Islam. Muhammad, he says, if you do jihad, you go to heaven. If you do this, you go to heaven. Uthman and other people, they give him money. So he promised them heaven. 10 people, he promised them heaven. He promised them, as if he is the God. 10 people. But look what he said here. None of you will be rescued by his work. So what the work will do? Nothing. And this is confirmed the other hadith. It is about destiny. And what is his mercy? Mercy is destiny. They asked him, even you, Prophet? He said, even I. So why you pray 5 times? Any Muslim? Why you want to do jihad? Why you want to kill the Christian and the Jews and the Hindus and the Buddhists? If all of this will not rescue you, which means the Quran is a fabrication too, because the Quran says the opposite. And as you see, this is very authentic. This is al-Bukhari and Muslim. What is reference for the hadith? Oh, well, there is many references. Here we go. We can show you some. Let us open the original. A second. Always, by the way, you can find those hadith. You can freeze the screen and you can type like one line in Google, peace be upon Google, and you will find the hadith. Just type it exactly. Freeze the screen. Let us say I showed you something and you could not see, or maybe somebody copying me and you do not know where to find it. As long as I'm showing you English, the problem is solved. Type, like here as you see, try to find like a certain unique part of those lines and type it in Google, peace be upon him, and you will find the hadith. Very simple. So like here, if you type in Google, saying, and by the way, here translation is false. It says, who is deed alone with attain him salvation. This false translation. Nowhere it says the word alone in Arabic. Do you see? They lie. This is why the other translation does not say the word alone. Nowhere in Arabic it says alone. ليس أحد منكم ينجيه عمله. قالوا ولا أنت يا رسول الله قال ولا أنا إلا أن يتغمدني الله منه بمغفرة. So ورحمة. Even your prophet, he said, even Allah, even me, unless Allah, he forgive me, and give me mercy. Muhammad himself, he needs forgiveness. I believe this moment, Muhammad here, Muhammad is a very, he have a mental issue, obviously. So here, suddenly he is humble. Suddenly, he is admitting his sin. Suddenly, he knew, like let us say he faced the moment of truth. And then in some other time he says he is the favorite to Allah, he will be the first to enter heaven, he is the first one to be resurrected, he is the first one, blah, 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 blah. He is the one who will intercede the word. And here, look what he's saying. Even him, nobody. Here he is nobody. Here is just a person like everybody. And he himself, he needs a burden of forgiveness. And the Muslim, they add the word alone, which is not true. False translation. Look at this translation here. The same hadith. You see the word alone disappear. Where is the word alone? No alone. Okay. Why you? I mean, it's exactly the same Arabic words. Depend on the translator. He tried to fix it. He tried to make it more make sense, because now even the Prophet himself, he don't guarantee to go to heaven. There's somebody keeps saying Christian Prince, the enemy of Islam. My friend, I don't know how to say the enemy of Islam. I mean, the enemy of Islam is Muslims. The enemy of Islam is Muslim. The first war the Muslim they attend, it was Muslims against Muslim. And guess what was the tool they used in the war? Anyone knows? Anyone knows what the first tool the Muslim they use in the war? Muslim against Muslims? Two Muslim party. They are fighting. Anyone knows? I want to give you A, B, C, D option, Muslims. You tell me which one. Sword, arrows, knives, or shoes. Which one? Shoes? You Muslims, Muhammad and his companion fighting by shoes? Shoes, you know shoes? I mean, even shoes, you beat each other. A team of the Prophet, a team of the other Muslim, they start throwing shoes at each other. This is your religion. This is a religion. The Prophet and his companion throwing shoes at each other. Allah kill you. I mean, this is a gay fight. I mean, women, they use shoes, and they are dangerous because it's high heels, you know. But men are fighting each other by shoes. Abdul, I'm a Christian Prince. I am, you know, your God is scared. I scared the hell of your God. I have all his laundry here. All the laundry of Allah is here. Do we have any Muslim want to call me? Oh. Any Abdul? Do you want to call me, throw your shoes at me? Why? Well, Muhammad, he went to one of his companions, and the companion says to Muhammad, the smell of your donkey is making me feel like shit. And he started arguing with Muhammad. Obviously, this guy, he is a Muslim, but he has suspect Muhammad to be a big fraud. So anyway, him and his group and the group of Muhammad, they are all Muslims. They started throwing shoes at each other. At that time, there's no shoes actually. They use like, you know, flip-flop, like, you know, yeah, like this, you know, and throw shoes at each other. This is the first fight between Muslims. If anyone want to say to me, you're a liar, here you go. Who challenge me? Who want to challenge me? Still, I have one of the shoes here actually. Here we go. Where is the shoes? Oh, it is there, like in the door. Huh? The guy even literally, he said to Muhammad, the smell of your donkey is shit. Anyway, let's change the topic. Let's talk about watermelon who converted to Islam, and the Muslim, they make hole in it and they have sex with it. Because Muslim, they can have sex only with believers. I mean, you Muslim, you have sex with watermelon. And it is halal. And then you speak about ethic. I mean, even vegetables are a victim of your rape. You Muslim, you practice watermelon trafficking, don't you? Not only under tits. And then they say to you, this is religion of Allah, and we are following Prophet. And look at what Muhammad he did out of you. I mean, can you find me one Muslim country is not awkward, full of filth and crimes and rape? Can a Muslim woman walk in the street? Can a Muslim woman go in the bus alone without being molested? And mostly by the end of the journey in the bus, which maybe we're going to take 1 hour, she will have a baby? What Muhammad did to you? You have books explaining what you should do, how to wash your private part after having sex with dead man or dead women, young or adult, or using a cut penis. This is what you are worried about now, how to wash? You cut a penis of an animal, a woman, you're a Muslim woman, she cut a penis of an animal and she inserted in her vagina, and now you are teaching her, sister, you need to be careful. We Muslims, we have to wash. That's what you are worried about. And then they come to you and they say, we have religion and Prophet of Allah, he told us amazing things, he's an amazing guy. Amazing guy. You see the guy, I made a short video today, I don't know how many of you saw it. The guy is speaking about, okay, in the time of Muhammad, you do not need to do this to get women. All what you need to do, propose. Did Muhammad propose to Aisha, potato? Propose? Did the guy at the age of 54 propose to the girl at the age of 5 years? 6 years in their calendar, 5 years in our calendar. Do we have any Muhammadan here? Any Muhammadan? Thank you, my brother from India. I'm coming to India. I want to eat curry. I want to go to India. The first thing I go in the airport, I say, where is the curry? You know? So if, you know, like you go, you wanna, from India, brother, you know, I go there, right away. I arrive, you throw curry at me. I love spicy food. Unbelievable. Last time I ate an Indian doctor, he invited me to his house. He told his wife, don't add too much spice, okay? He told me he cannot take it. Because, you know, Indian, when they don't even eat food, they eat spice. So I told the guy, like, you know, little spice. So supposedly they make the food spicy, little. And me, I was drinking water like elephant. And even my voice is not coming out. He said to me, how is the food? I said, good. You know, I said, it's a good. I give, you know, like my finger, you know. I can't talk. I lost my voice. I felt like there's fire coming from my head. My ears is flying, and I felt like, you know what? I am in different galaxy. You know, like, wow, today is the Indian day. Like what he did to me, you know. And I'm trying to be like the man, like, you know, nothing happened to me. You know, like yeah. And you know, his wife, she kept bringing water. She said, "You are drinking too much water. I don't even talk. I cannot talk." Unbelievable. Thank you, my brother from India. Remind me. I'm coming to you soon. But don't, please, don't make little spicy. No spice at all, because little spice in India, I mean, I will die. Anyway, I love Indian people. Do we have any Muhammadan here? You know me, like actually, you know, the best person actually in India is a Muslim. His name is Zakir Naik. Zakir Naik. This is the best example of intelligence. Brother and sister, the brother in the breath, and the guy and then the union. Like what the heck is that about? And the Muslim sitting like, wow. I mean, if this guy, they find him like amazing, what about Zakir Naik? Look at this guy. This guy, he can read the Bible when he is sleeping upside down. And this guy here, he is biting his lips. How you can do that? You read the Bible upside down, brother. Are you sure? How you learn that? Is that a practice? Is that something you Muslim you do in your country, like you read books upside down?
Mecca's existence.
So I begin by saying, open your Bible. He opened the Bible. I said, open the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 19. He opened. I said, open the page. I'm going to read from my head. Because I'm telling you, my friend, if I go to sleep and you wake me up, I can read the Bible upside down.
I believe you. I believe you. I don't know why. I don't know why I believe. I'm not sure why.
Well, then.
He read the Bible. He read
upside down, and you wake me up. I can read the Bible upside down.
Brother, you can read the Bible upside down, but can you read it like when you are sitting normally? Why you don't read it right now? I mean, instead of telling them in the book of Isaiah, you know, open and read to us. I mean, people are dying, and those Abdul, they are sitting like, wow, amazing, beautiful, brother, beautiful. Muslims, if your sheikhs is so stupid, how about you? If this is the best of you, you put him in TV. If this is your best, is a certified donkey. He just make it clear that Abraham never been in the Kaaba, never been in Mecca, and the Kaaba will be built at the end of the time. He just said that. He said that Isaiah, he prophesied that in the future, at the end of time, like in the end of the time, at the end of the time, at the end of the time, people will do Hajj. Brother, we have one day to live. The whole world will be destroyed. Let us do Hajj. Stupid. He is amazing. And look, he is so proud. And the guy there in the video here, he is so excited, especially when he put his hand around his head, like this guy. Hold on, Lord. Look.
The prophet Isaiah. So God said to Isaiah, "Oh Isaiah,
he shake his head. Look.
towards the end of time,
yeah,
there will be a temple built in a town near."
Look at this. Look, he's so excited. Come to uncle. What happened to you? You are so like, supposedly this is a video. It's called reaction. You know, like somebody played a video, and the other guy, he opened his mouth like, wow. Yeah, I mean, those are the most stupid videos ever. You say nothing. That's it. You open your mouth. The guy, he speak, and you open your mouth. Is that your part of in the video? What about we make a video? I mean, a movie, and you in the movie, you just do reaction. How will tell you what? Like Sylvester Stallone, he shoot the guy. You shake your head. What his name? The other guy, Tom Cruise, James Bond. He's driving in the car so fast. He jumped from the top of the bridge. He fell in the water. You put your tongue out because now your saliva is dripping to show reaction. You know, I mean, what is this reaction thing? I mean, this video will not have a value unless you are smiling, laughing, your finger up, finger down. What's wrong with you, zombie? Are you kids? When you will grow? Are you into growing? Look at the beard. He have a beard. Give a beard a little bit to Zakir Naik. He spent his life putting fertilizer in his beard and the beard not growing. Give him some. Grow up, Muslims. And then he put his hand around his head. Look, if we move the video. Look here, hold on. Where in the video? He put his fingers up. Where he put his finger up? Look at this. Emotional.
Of Becca.
No, they go through the valley of Baca.
Yeah, hold on. This valley of the valley of Baca is Mecca. Guys, if you go to the valley of Baca in the Bible, you will see that this valley is full of springs of waters and rivers. And it's so green, like heaven. This is Mecca, brother. This is Mecca. In the valley of Mecca, there is rivers. There's springs of waters. There's rain everywhere. I mean, do you Muslims read? This is all in the valley of Mecca. Are you sure? It sounds like Hawaii for me. Stupidity, and it's amazing. Everything is green, a lot of water, springs all over. Springs, not a spring, not one spring, springs. Where is the guy who will shake his head?
The valley of Becca.
No.
Look at this guy. He shake his head.
Oh, they go through the valley of Baca on their way to Zion.
In the Hebrew language, it's Haggi. In Arabic, it's Hajj.
This guy is expert in Hebrew too. Like maybe Hijab, Elijah, I mean God with us. What is Habki, and in Arabic is Hajj. Abdul, just to show you how stupid you are. If this will happen in the future, this will happen in the future, and this will happen at the end of the time, as just in the beginning of the video. So those Jews, they went through the valley of Mecca at the end of the time. Already happened. Or it's in the future. I mean, isn't this guy, he said this will happen in the future? What the heck? I mean, what kind of intelligence? And all those Abdul, nobody says to him, brother, you are suffering from flight of time, flight of thoughts. You are all over the place. You know, a Muslim sheikh, especially those in Africa, because you know they hunt on those poor. Those poor, they think that those are a big shot. They are like, what? I don't want to use a dirty exam. You know, I'm trying to be nice. You know, okay, I will use a clean example. Sorry. It's like somebody doing poo-poo and he have diarrhea, and somebody have a very strong fan next to his butt, and the shit is all over the wall. And all the Muslims, they pretend there's nothing. Where is the shit? Look under his ass, there's nothing. In his ass, there's nothing, yeah, but because the shit is in the wall. He painted the wall with the so those Abdul, did I say shit? Haram. We should not say shit. Sorry. This is not right, you know. Now some Christian, they will say, you are a Christian, should not talk like this. Abdul, this is a shitty religion. You like it, like it. You don't like it, give me a break. Give me a break. Listen. This is how the Prophet dry himself after he do his, you know. You know the thing. How the Prophet he clean his hand, how he dry his hand. Let me find you the hadith, hold on. I guess in Africa, I mean, if you are a person who have a little bit of, you know, skills of, you know, acting like you are a person of knowledge, you can make good money. You know, as you see, this guy, I mean, this guy is so dumb, so stupid. Yeah. So look at this hadith. I found this one. Let's see the other one. Okay. This one is enough. This is how the Prophet of Allah used to dry his hands. How? This is how he do it. This is how we do it. After the Prophet, he have sex or intercourse or poo-poo, he do clean his hands and his private part, and then he dry his hand on the wall. Many people, and there is many scholars in art, they said that Picasso, he learned his first painting from Prophet Muhammad. Imagine what is the color of the wall of Muhammad. If you don't believe me, you know what? Even if your hands is dry, I mean, if even they are clean, go right now, wash your hands. Each time you wash your hand, dry your hands on the wall. After you have sex, dry your hands on the wall. After you do shit, dry your hands on the wall. And take a picture and post it for us in Facebook, hand wall, and tell us how your wall look like. This is amazing. I mean, the guy, Prophet of Allah, dry his hand on the wall. And the funny is, just to show you how stupid the Muhammadan are. Muhammad, he knew that his shit is all over the place. Excuse me, I have to use the word shit a lot. It is a shitty religion. But what I can do? You know, it's not my choice. This is what Shakespeare said. You know, to shit or not to shit, that is the question. Which means to be a Muslim or not to be Muslim. Listen carefully. So here we notice in the Hadith Muhammad, he said, anyone who write what I say, he should erase it. What? Hold on. Just to show you how smart the Muhammadan are. The guy, he just told them, don't write my poo-poo. Excuse me. The poo-poo is a foreign language. We should not use it. And it's dirty. Disgusting. I need to learn how to talk. He just said, don't write down my shit. And then the Muslim, they wrote down, the Prophet said, anything I say, don't write it down. The guy, he just told you, don't write it. I mean, do you see how smart the Abdul? The guy told them, don't write down anything I say except the Quran. And then they wrote 2 billion hadith after this. Do you understand how the intelligence? The guy told them, brother and sister, not like this, sorry. Brother, sister, Prophet Muhammad, he said, don't write anything about me. And then in the Quran. And what? And the Abdul was sitting like he's writing down. The Prophet says, don't write. Abdul, he just told you, don't write it. Okay. The Prophet said, don't write anything except the Quran. Abdul, he just told you, don't write it down. Okay, let me. Prophet said, you know, don't write anything except Abdul, focus with me. The Prophet, he just said, don't write it. Okay. The Prophet said, don't write it. Abdul, no, this is me saying that, not him. He said, anyone wrote anything except the Quran, erase it. Okay, I will write down. Anything the Prophet said, anything you wrote except the Quran. Abdul, stop doing that, Abdul. Hummus. Potato. Your Prophet told you, don't write it down. Okay, I will write it down. Don't write it down. This is how stupid they are. This is the religion. Abdul. And after this, you wrote 2 billion hadith from your Prophet, how he wash, how he shit, how he clean his nose, how he clean the boogers, how he put his finger in his ass, how, you know, how his donkey have nice balls. I mean, the Prophet asked his donkey, do you like females? The donkey, he wasn't from San Francisco. Akamaka. Oh no. What the heck? Have you ever heard of a donkey is a gay? Even this. The Prophet talking to his donkey, asking him the most important question. Look how nice the Prophet. He was worried about the sexual life of the donkey. You look at this donkey, he look lonely. You never saw him with girlfriend. What's wrong with this donkey? So the Prophet, who speaking to his donkey, which a donkey he stole from a Jew, he killed him. Do you like females? And here the surprise. The donkey don't like females. And not only that, the story says that the donkey, after Muhammad, he died, committed suicide. That is a true loyal donkey. Yafur. Do we have any Muhammadan? Oh boy. Are we having good time, guys? Or no good time? What hilarious. Show respect. Are you making fun of Prophet Muhammad? Okay, I will tell you what will happen to you. I know a person who made fun of Prophet Muhammad. Honestly, I know a person, He made fun of Prophet Muhammad. Look what happened to him. Second day, he went to the bathroom. He looked at the mirror. He found himself look like me. Do you want that to happen to you? No. None of you want that. You make fun of a Prophet Muhammad, the Prophet of Allah. He said to the Christians, if you don't believe in me, Allah will erase your eyes and He will make your mouth in the back of your head. What the heck? And He will erase your eyes. Oops, and your eyebrows. Look. All of this? Yes, brother. All of this because you don't believe in Him. So what about making fun of Him? Just for not believing, not making fun. Look. Oh, Christians or Jews, you're given scriptures. Believe before. Look at the threat. Before we efface faces, making them like back of the neck. Look, what the heck? What a movie. You see, Muhammad, you have a very strong imagination. So if you don't believe in Muhammad, you wake up in the morning, you find your face in the back of your head. Like imagine, you sit in the bus and your face is the back of the facing the guy behind you because you do not believe in Muhammad. Brother, those things happen. All those Christians, because they don't believe in Muhammad, Allah erased their fake and put their face in the back of their head. And not only that, brother, and they have no mouth, and they are no eyes, and there no nose. How they eat? From their ears. How they hear? From their ears. Okay. How they breathe? From their ass. What the heck? True story. Who can deny that? And Muhammad, he go further with his threat. So he want to teach the Muslims how to pray, not to raise their head, because the Muslims, they keep raising their head. So he said to them, aren't you afraid? Listen to this. This is amazing. Aren't you afraid that if you raise your head, Allah will make your head the head of a donkey? Let us see. Hold on. Where is the hadith? رأسه رأس حمار. Look at this. Obviously, Muhammad, he treat his people like a bunch of idiot, donkey literally, and he is just making fiction stories, trying to threat them, trying to scare the hell out of them, that if you raise your head, before I raise my head, and we do not know why he's doing that, aren't you afraid Allah will make your head a head of a donkey? And then the Abdul, who Allah Prophet told him, don't try this, he wrote it down. And now we are laughing at Muhammad. See, Muslims, if you listen to your Prophet, we will not be able to know those stories. Look at this. Muhammad SAWSFM Jim Tum Tem M Nim Bran Yu. He says, does the one who raise his head before the Imam not afraid that Allah may turn his head into a head of a donkey? Hold on. I just discovered something. That's it. This guy, he rose his head before the Imam. So he is a donkey. This guy, he rose his head behind the Imam. So he became a mule. Now we know what happened exactly. True story. Any Abdul? I mean, why your Prophet is so smart, Muslim? Honestly, sometimes I wish we have a prophet like him in the Bible. What? So if a guy, he raises his head, so if I rape a woman, Allah will not make my head the head of a donkey. But if I raise my head behind the Imam, I can show you millions of videos of Muslims, their head is up before the Imam and after the Imam, and no donkey is there. Is your prophet telling the truth or just making, stupid statement? Who is a Muslim can prove to us that this is true? Is that in the book of Isaiah? Did the prophet Isaiah prophesy that there is a religion? Muslims, I'm helping you, I'm giving you a hand. Did he prophesy that there is a religion which is in Mecca, next to Mecca, near Egypt, where there is a pillars and a temple? Those people, their prophet will tell them that the one who rose his head before the Imam, Allah will make his head the head of a donkey. Can you find me those references? Muslims, I assure you, in the true Bible, not the Bible in the Jews' hand or the Christian hand, in the true Bible, Isaiah, he said that there's a prophet will come and his name is Mumu, and he will say to his followers, if someone of you raise his head before the Imam, Allah will make his head like him. Yeah, and Isaiah, he wrote that in Hebrew, like, Shalom, Mohammed, donkey, alaykum, and then the Muslim, wow, Allahu Akbar, the Prophet, how Isaiah, he speak about Prophet Muhammad, how he knew that the Prophet said, if you raise your head before the Imam, Allah will make your head a head of a donkey. Muslims, is that metaphorical? Muslim these days, anything you show them, it's metaphorical. The Prophet, he shake his penis 3 times, it's metaphorical. The Prophet, he clean his ass with the 3 rocks, it's metaphorical rocks. Oh boy. Hold on. What Razwan saying? You take the name of our Prophet every day more than you pay? What the heck is that? Razwan, I need to warn you. I think the camel urine you are drinking is not pure. I think the Muslims who sold it to you, they are mixing it with the urine of Biden or Hunter Trump. Hunter Trump, brother, not Hunter Biden. So listen, what is that? You take the name of our Prophet every day more than you pay? Hold on, I need to call the intelligence department to analyze such an information. This is a prophecy mentioned in the hadith. Prophet Razwan, he just mentioned it. Thank you, Razwan. Thank you for the update and the information, brother. May Allah bless your testicles, but not like Muhammad testicles. He could not even have babies. There's a hadith, Muhammad, he said, I was the most weak person between all mankind in intercourse. I don't want to use the word, dirty word, I like to speak polite, So I was the most weak person. Look how decent he is. Look how innocent he is. He just say it as it is. His penis doesn't function. They played the anthem for him, symphony, Beethoven. Actually, why they call Beethoven Beethoven? Why? Beit, the word Beit, mean in Aramaic, mean house. Like Beit Lipham, etc. So, Beit. So, the penis of the Prophet in his Beit, which means his house, is not working. They brought to him Hoven. Hoven play music. Hoven play orchestra. Hoven, he get excited. He jump with the stick. He use a stick. Do you know why they use a stick? Maybe that stick will make the penis of the Prophet move. Nothing work. Beethoven did not fix it. They bring Mozart. Mozart, why they call him Mozart? It's coming from the word moza. Moza in Arabic means banana. So they want the Prophet Muhammad penis look like a banana. It's not working. Not like a banana, not even like a peanut. Nothing work. And then Muhammad, he gave up. He becomes so sad. And then he prayed to Allah. He invoked Allah, and Allah, He sent him a dish of shish kebab. He ate it, he got the power of 40 men. Who is the Muslim will say I'm lying? Who is the brave Muslim will challenge me, say, Christian Prince, you are lying. There is no such a hadith. You know, the funny is when they brought those orchestra to play like pa 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 pa, get up, get it up, get up, get la 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 la, and the orchestra getting so excited, hoping that the penis of the Prophet will move with the music. Nothing moving. Music. Even they played the anthem of Saudi Arabia, the penis of the Prophet did not stand up. But then, brother, Allah went to his kitchen. Look at the miracle of Allah. He went to his kitchen. He opened the refrigerator. He got some spice from India, and some balut from Philippines, and some kimchi from Korea, and some hummus from Arabia. Mixed them together with shish kebab. He said the magical word, and then he sent it with the angel Jibreel. Jibreel, he ate half of it in the way. This is why his penis was so hard. But this is a different story. We'll talk about it later. And then he went to Muhammad. Muhammad, he told him, how come the tray have half? What is the other half? Jibreel, the liar, he said, I was coming to you so fast, I dropped half of it in the floor. And then Shaitan, so Muhammad, he was worried that Shaitan will lick it and eat it, and he will have a powerful penis too. So the Prophet, he grabbed the tray, he started eating the shish kebab, and the funny is, in the story it says that Fatima, she ate with him too. Muslims, did Fatima, she get the power of 40 men in intercourse? Do the Prophet knew what the shish kebab for? So him and Fatima, they ate from the same shish kebab. And what happened to Fatima after that? She got so hot. Did she get the penis of 40 men too? That is something. Yeah. 1K watching, only for 400 people like. It's okay. I don't even ask people to give us a like or not. Who cares, my friend? First of all, those people here, most of them, they are Christians. Christians, they are relaxed people. They don't give a like. They don't give anything. They don't even share videos. They just let it go. I do my part. Those are Christian by name. There's a lot of Christian by name. They don't even do anything. They are just numbers in this life. They don't count. Nobody will remember them. So just let it go. Let it go. Don't remind them. Do we have an Abdul? Abdul, don't forget to give us a dislike, please. Give us a dislike, if you don't mind. Just to show the Christians how good you are. Dislike. Those Christians are lazy. Abdul, we give you dislike. I mean, the Muslims, they give dislike. The government of Pakistan, they keep reporting my channel every day to YouTube. This video is banned in Pakistan. This video is banned in Bangladesh. We receive a complaint from the government of Kuwait. We receive a complaint from the government of Iran. I mean, you Muslims have nothing to... I mean, you have millions of people are homeless. Your children, they are crossing the sea to go to Europe. And the government is worried about my videos. Why you are scared? Why? Huh? Thank you, my friend. What's his name? Kent. Thank you, Kent. Thank you. God bless you, brother. Do we have any Abdul? No Abdul these days. What happened? We have a drought. We have an Abdul drought. It's not raining these days. Any question, guys, about what we are talking about? So do you see how easy to refute them? Christians usually, when they refute those idiots, what they do, it's good. Like, I like what this guy he's doing. He's doing a good job, actually. And I encourage you, all of you, to support this brother. You know, I cannot complain about what he's doing, but all the Christian, including him, need to focus first, like what this guy said. Isn't it? Is this is against Islam? Isn't it? This is actually destroy Islam. If Isaiah is the one, you know, predicting the Kaaba to be built in the future, that means all the story in the Quran about Abraham is a fraud, is a lie. So we should change the way we look at things, you know, the way we see things. Can you tell the story of Ibn Sayyid, the kid that roasted Muhammad? Roasted Muhammad? You want me to tell you the story? From the beginning or from the end? You guys, why you are making fun of Prophet Muhammad? I mean, why you are going and collecting stories which is bad about Prophet Muhammad? You pick up your cherries, don't you? Prophet Muhammad was a very, 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 very powerful man. How you explain to me that he can F 13 women without even washing? He don't even wash. He don't even have time to wash. He was a businessman. The guy, he just hold his penis. He go from the house to the house. He don't even wash. All the women in one day, in one night. What the heck? Any Abdul? Who is a Muhammad and would like to join us? Let us see if there's any Abdul in Skype. There's a guy, his name is Khalid. He called a few days ago, not now. Oh, this guy, he want to debate me, but face to face. That's deep. See what happened when, you know, when somebody want to debate you face to face. What you can do about it? I mean, face to face. Look, let me show you this guy. He can debate me only face to face. I would like to have a debate with you, but it will be face to face. Are you ready for it? At least reply yes or no. Abdul, are you like planning to jump in my video, in my, like from my Skype, from my TV, and then you would debate me face to face? Let me call this guy, Mr. Face to Face. Face to face, huh?
Does it mention a black?
He's not answering. Hello?
Hello.
Do you hear me?
Hello. Yes.
All right. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right. Did you see the video we are playing, my friend?
Hello.
Did you see the video of the Muslim Sheikh from Africa?
Video of what?
He said that he found the Prophet Muhammad, he found the prophecy about the Kaaba in the book of Isaiah in the Bible.
No. I'm okay. Actually, I contacted you for the debate. Okay.
Okay, we are having a conversation. No problem. We'll debate. No problem. But this guy, he said that in the book of Isaiah, chapter 9.
No. Hello. Listen. Right now, I'm doing some work.
You're
So
what?
I cannot no talk right now.
You cannot talk right
So
now?
do you have a contact number?
No, I go only in Skype.
You only go on Skype.
Yeah, only in Skype. My mom, she don't allow me to use phone number.
Can you like if you really want to debate,
Yeah,
can you do it face to face?
face to face, I cannot do it because I have allergy, and we have corona. But if you like, we can do it shoulder to shoulder.
Sorry?
Yeah. So why you don't debate me right now?
No, I'm actually working. So how can I do it
You're,
right now?
what are you doing? What are you doing now?
I'm working. I'm doing some work.
You are blogging?
I'm working. I'm doing some work.
I don't understand. Sorry. You are bugging?
I'm doing some work.
Doing some work. Like what?
Doing some my official work.
What is your official work, if you don't mind to tell us?
Why you are interested in that? See,
Or
I
because
contacted
maybe
you.
because we can do business together. I have a friend. He have a farm. He own camels, and I'm thinking to import camel
Give me a
urine.
contact number. No, give me a contact number. I'll contact you.
I cannot give you my contact number because right now I'm busy. I'm using it for camel urine importing business. I only give it for that business.
No, every time we cannot talk in Skype. So if you can give me a contact number, I will contact you.
I don't have I don't do I just use Skype because it's for free. The Prophet Muhammad, he forbid us to pay the kuffar money for have a phone line. So that's why he never use a phone line. He speak to Allah through Jibreel. He never even have a call to Allah. Jibreel going backward, forward. He never even send a fax to Allah. You know the story.
Hello.
Even your son agree with me. Hello? Is that a...
Hello.
Okay, so do you want to debate me or not?
Huh?
I thought you want to debate me and you're excited.
But right now I'm doing some work, so
My friend, Allah is more important than the work. Is it? Which one is more important? Some work or Allah? Just be honest.
Yeah, anytime you cannot call me and tell me to do a debate. We will have to fix a time. We can do it on Sunday.
Well, you are the one who texts me. I'm just responding to your text. I saw your text saying debate me, so I called you.
We wanted to do it face to face.
You want me to come to India or where you live, my friend?
You are afraid of what?
Where you live, so I can come to you.
Face to face, you are afraid.
Like where? I'm coming to you. Where are you? Where are you located?
Don't have to come.
So what do you mean face to face? I don't have to come and face to face. How the heck is that will work?
Where? You are in Mecca.
You are in Mecca now? I will be there.
I'm not in Mecca. Are you in Mecca?
No, and right now I am in Jeddah. Why?
You're in Jeddah. Okay, I can arrange a debate in Jeddah. Okay.
Okay. What about we debate in the Kaaba itself? You hold the black stone. I hold the Yemeni corner.
Sorry.
What do you think?
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Are you in Pakistan now or in India?
I'm in India.
You're in India. You're an Indian?
Yeah.
I thought Muslim cannot be Indian.
No, I have come here for some work.
So are you proud to be an Indian?
Listen, I told you I cannot.
Are you proud to be an Indian?
No, I'm not proud.
Why? Why not?
Listen, I told you I cannot discuss too much things right now. So if you want to debate,
I mean, this is a very simple question. Are you proud to be an Indian? Doesn't take 2 hours.
Don't talk like that.
Why? Why not? Why not?
Give me a contact number. I will contact you.
What contact now? I give my number only to girls.
Give me a phone number.
I give my numbers only to girls. That's all. Hello. I told you I don't give my numbers to men. I give it to girls. You are a man who like to give your number to men. I'm different. I give my number only to girls. So now tell me, are you proud Indian?
You do one thing. You give me your. I mean, I will give you my number. You contact me on my number.
I am
Okay.
not interested in my men, my friend. If I text, I would text like a beautiful female. She is like, she have a 1 mile ass like Prophet Muhammad. He promised us in heaven 1 mile ass. Don't you think that the ass size is so big, 1 mile?
Hello.
What hello? I asked you about the ass size. You said to me hello.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
I'm giving you my number. You contact me on my
My
number.
friend,
Okay, on
my
Sunday.
friend, I told you, I don't care for men.
Right now, I can't talk. I'm working, doing some work.
What do you mean you can't talk? We are talking for the last half hour. You keep saying to me I cannot talk. By now we can finish the debate. You keep saying to me I cannot talk, but you are talking. You did not hang up. You did not go, and you're still talking, and you cannot talk. You are now. I believe that you are a Muslim. No. Before I was suspecting.
No, you.
Honestly,
I'm giving you my number. You
I was
contact me on my number, okay?
suspecting that you are a Muslim, but now you prove that to me. You keep talking. You are going to go. You have no time, and you need to do work, and you are working, and you keep talking, and you never hang up, and you keep talking, but you
No,
cannot talk.
I don't want to hang up like that.
No.
Okay.
Listen. So why we don't? Okay, I will. You ask me a question. I ask you a question. What do you think?
What?
Okay, you said to me.
I'm giving you my number. You contact me on Sunday. Okay.
I don't call. I'm very cheap. I don't spend money in phones, my friend. I don't call, and I don't call men. I don't call men. Last time I called men, the only one I called, it was because he was my driver. His name is Trump. I called him. He was late, and I said, "Where are you, man?" He said, "I'm in the White House." That's it. Since then, I fired him. So if you want to debate me and you're excited, go ahead. Hit me.
Right now I can't. You contact me on Sunday. Sunday we can talk.
So you have knowledge only in Sunday?
Yeah. Sunday I'm free.
Why are you Christian? Why you want to debate in Sunday? I mean, you must be Christian then.
Sunday I have free. I'm free on Sunday.
Today is Friday. You are a Muslim. Today you are free. Today is a Friday.
Friday I know Friday, but I'm not. But on Sunday I'm free.
You know why? Do you know Allah why called Friday Friday?
Listen, I will have to end this.
No. Listen. Do you know why? Do you know why Allah? Do you know why Allah? Do you know?
Contact me on my mobile
Okay.
number.
Do you know why Allah called Friday Friday? It's because of me. Because I fry Muslims every Friday. Every day is a Friday.
Why are you talking all?
Yeah, here we go. You want to debate me. You're afraid to be fried, and that's why it's Friday, and you're afraid from Friday because today is the Friday, and you are saying to yourself, if I debate Christian Prince, he will fry me because today is Friday. So let us debate in Sunday, thinking.
Hello.
Okay, if you are really strong in Friday, debate me right now. Let us see if I will fry you or you will fry me.
I will talk to you on Sunday. And Sunday is your free time, right? So I'll talk to you on Sunday.
Okay, Sunday is going to be Friday still. So what the point? Because I will fry you in Sunday. It doesn't matter if it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I will fry you. So let us do it now. Friday today, better than Friday or Sunday.
Every time I'm not available. I'm a busy person, man.
My friend, it is a Friday anyway.
I'm a busy person.
You will be fried, I guarantee you. Just do it now. Come on. Just take your bills.
I'm a busy person. I can't talk.
Would be busy? You are talking to me for the last 40 minutes talking about being busy. By the time now we finished 2 chapters in the Quran, the holy book of Allah, which we threw it in the street, in the sewage. So let us do it. Start. Go ahead.
Listen, I'm ending this call right now.
No, okay. Don't end it. Allah will curse you if you end it. Do you know what happened to someone? He ended the phone with me and he hung up. Honestly, Allah made him look like me. You go to sleep, you wake up, you find yourself look like that. Your voice will leave you. Don't do that. I'm warning you. It's a warning of a believer.
No, call me on Sunday. Call me on Sunday.
What Sunday, my Sunday? What Sunday? So
I think you cannot talk to anyone. So you call everyone on Skype.
So you challenge me in Skype.
You want to do a debate with Zakir.
Okay, listen.
Zakir Naik is a big celebrity,
What celebrity, brother?
He has many followers.
Listen, I have a friend.
All the Saturn, all the people of Saturn are your followers.
Okay.
Christian, nonsense Christian.
Okay,
They are your followers.
My friend.
You all talk all nonsense.
You are following of religion. Okay, Mr. Let's talk about sense. Is it
I don't
sense?
know anything.
Is it sense that
You
Allah will?
understand?
Is it sense Allah will give you a penis which is endless?
Your Bible is just all nonsense.
No problem. But is
all
it
corrupted.
it
It's
sense?
all corrupted.
Okay, okay. We will talk about the Bible.
What do you think?
But is
I
it
don't know
does it
anything.
does
You
it
know
make sense that Allah will make you have a penis which is endless?
Listen, I want to end this conversation.
Why you want to end it because
Can't
of
do
penis?
anything.
Because your penis is endless, or it's small? The guy that's challenging me, he want to debate me face to face. Are you there? I mean, I look at Skype, he's keep texting me. It's Friday. Yes, it's Friday. I fry you every day. You will be fried with no mercy. I'm a Christian prince and you know it. Yeah, the Bible talk no sense. I mean, this religion is about sense. Hello?
Hello, C Pig.
How are you, Khalid? How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
So what do you think about your brother from Africa? He said that Isaiah, he spoke about the Kaaba to be built near Egypt.
Well, my brother from Africa say what?
He said in the video, you did not watch the video?
Okay, go to Matthew 7, verse 15 to 18.
No. Didn't you watch the video?
Which video?
The video of the guy from Africa, your country, and you are an African. I think he is from Nigeria or Niger, something like that.
There is faulty in the video. There is faulty.
What?
There is faulty in that video.
There is 40?
Yeah, so now I'm giving you the verse now. Matthew 7, verse
No.
15
He said Isaiah 19.
Isaiah 19. No.
You did not watch it? Okay, I will hang up. I will play the video for you. You call me. Either you say either you say you agree, or you tell me you don't agree. What do you think?
I don't agree. I'm giving you what I agree on now. I'm giving you the verse
Oh,
now.
no, okay. As long as you don't agree, then you have to say that your brother made a big poo and he's a donkey.
He make a very big mistake. That's
No,
it.
not a big mistake. Not a big mistake. You have to say he's a donkey. And all of you Muslims are donkeys because all of you in this speech making sound, Allahu Akbar, wow. So all those hundreds of people and this guy, look at this guy. All of those did not notice until a Christian prince got them busted that this will make the Quran look stupid. And now you yourself, you know that it is a big stupid mistake, right? Because of me. So you are a donkey too. So if you say that this guy is a donkey and the one who made the video and all those are watching in Africa presenting this guy as a sheikh is donkeys, then I will continue talking to you. Go ahead.
So you are afraid to debate me now. You are afraid to debate me.
Well, we will see who's afraid. Say he is a donkey and whoever believes in him is a donkey, and then we will continue.
Okay, but according to your own book, a donkey is wiser than a prophet. Is that correct?
Listen, say he's a donkey and we continue.
On book, a donkey is wiser than a prophet.
Listen, are you going to condemn what he said or not?
I have already said that he made mistake. That's
He did not make a mistake. This is not a mistake. Because simply he claimed to be a sheikh. How you can be a sheikh and you Muslim put him in TV and he have a police around him, he's a big shot, and then you are saying to me it's a mistake? He gave a finger to Muhammad. He made it clear that the Kaaba will be built after Abraham at the end of the time. So how that can be a mistake? This is the truth, my friend. This guy, he said the truth. Abraham, he never was in the Kaaba, and this guy, he is saying the truth. The Kaaba will be built near Egypt. I have to agree with him now.
So are you debating me? Are you debating me or you are debating him now?
I'm not debating you, not debating him, because both of you are donkeys. But now, you as a smarter donkey, after watching me, you became a smarter. Listen. Okay, hold on. Just to show everybody that you are a donkey. Last time you spoke to me, you said to me, hold on, you said to me that Shaitan was an angel.
Yes.
Okay. And then I spoke about Shaitan and I said to you, the word, it says there male. And then you said to me, as long there's Shaitan male, that means there's a female Shaitan, correct?
Yes.
All right. So as long as Shaitan is an angel and he is male and there's female, do Muslims have a female angel?
Muslim, the Quran never says that.
This is not the question. Either you say yes. Listen,
I'm giving
no. The question is simple. Do you Muslim believe that angels, they are females?
angels are not male, no female. The Quran never says that.
Okay, hold on. You stupid. Aren't you a second ago agree with me that Shaitan is an angel and he was a male?
That is why I'm trying to expose you now.
You just agreed. I said to you, listen, Abdul, it's recorded. I said to you, last time you told me that Shaitan is a male, correct? And you said to me that there's a male, as long as it says male, that means there's a female. You said that. And then I said to you, isn't it you who said to me that Shaitan is an angel? You said yes. I said, okay. So in the Quran, is angels are male and female or only male?
Let me talk. You're gonna run now.
So answer. Go ahead.
Listen. Shaitan, you're gonna let me talk? Shaitan was once an angel. He is not an angel now. So when he was being
so when he was an angel, he had no penis.
Yes.
Reference, please.
Are you listening?
What? Reference. Give me the reference. It says that the angel, when he was angel, he don't have a penis, and then when he became Shaitan, Allah grow penis for him. Go ahead.
That is why I'm giving you the reference. The Quran says that he was once an angel. When it is believed, it is now a jinn. That's what the Quran says.
What reference? What is reference? What does it have to do with the penis? I'm asking you, Abdul. Where in the Quran? You are a Quran only, remember. You are a Quran only, so you have to give me. Now, listen, does the Quran confirm that angels cannot be females?
The Quran never says that. Angels are not female.
Okay, never says that. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay. I mean, how many times you need to call me and I spank you and you cry and I hang up on you because I lose my patience? How stupid. You listen, here we go. This is the Quran. Shut up. This is the This is the Quran, donkey. You said nowhere in the Quran it says that angels are they are not females. Nowhere. Here we go. Shut up. You said that. You say you said that. Everybody, it's recorded. It's recorded. Shut up.
Yes.
Here we go. The Quran said, chapter 17, verse number 40. Read it.
I said, and the Quran never says angels are female. That's what I said.
No, you said the Quran never said that there's no angels are females. This is what I said to you. And you said to me, nowhere in the Quran it says that. Recorded.
Nowhere in the Quran it says that angels are female. That's what I said.
No, I said the opposite. I said in the Quran it says that angels cannot be females. You said nowhere in the Quran it says that.
I said nowhere in the Quran says angels are female. That's what I said.
Just don't call me. Just don't call me. Just a stupid. It's recorded. Stupid donkey. Don't call me. What a kid. I mean, how many times I need to spank you each time you call me? Each time you call me, I leave my fingers over your ass. And you know, people, they might start talking about my reputation now. They would think like maybe this guy, I mean, he's spanking men. I mean, that's not even nice, you know? What if somebody take a picture when I'm doing it to you? Huh? What they will say about me? They will say is maybe like Mohammed, you know, homo. Stupid idiot. Everybody heard you. I said it clearly. Anywhere in the Quran it says angels are not females. You said nowhere in the Quran it says that. Potato. And he is the guy who said, as long as the Quran says male, that means there is a female. But as you see here, angels cannot be female, so what they are? Male. You want to debate with me? What a potato you are. Who's next? And guys, he was an angel, then he became Shaitan, and then Allah grew penis for him. Brother. Isn't it your stupid Quran says that the angel appeared to Mary as a perfect man? As a perfect man. Full perfect man. So are you saying to me he was a perfect man without being a man? This is the stupid Quran. And by the way, in Islam, Shaitan never was an angel. Those are stupid idiot. You know, they have their own religion. Those are not Muslim, by the way. Those who call me, you know, those donkeys, they fabricate things. The Quran make it clear, the yellow page of Muhammad, that the angel, when he came to Mary, he appeared to her as a very perfect man. Whatever that means. Perfect man. فَتَمَثَّلَ لَهَا بَشَرًا سَوِيًّا. Let us see, hold on. So those people, they watch my videos and they learn. And now he saw the stupidity of the sheikh about what he said. So now he says, okay, he make a big mistake. Big mistake. A sheikh in TV, have police around him, thousands of people listening, and you Muslim, you post his video everywhere. And that is a big mistake. That is a poo-poo mistake, like your prophet. He appeared to her, the angel, as what? Before her, as a perfect man of all respect. Read it. So the stupid Quran don't match the stupid Muslims. And the stupid Muslims, they try to duct tape the Quran. This is a duct tape religion. They cannot prove their religion in their book, so they try to prove it in our book. But they don't believe in our book. And then they fabricate meaning of our book. Stupidity is amazing. Who's next? Anyone? And actually, for some reason, I find it very sad that those African, mostly because most of Africans, sadly, are uneducated, you know, and those, you know, they take advantage of them. I don't find any reason, you know. I feel really sad for those Africans. Those scammers. I mean, this guy claimed to be a sheikh. Obviously, he's a scam. By making the claim he made, he exposed his religion. And you know, how come all those years, this video, not even a single Muslim, he got him busted as I did today? How come not even one Muslim says, brother, what are you doing? The answer is very simple. Anyone who defends Muhammad, anyone who tried to make Muhammad look like a prophet, they support him, lying or not lying. This is the truth, or this is satanic cult. Every Muslim of those knew that not a single verse in the Bible speaks about Muhammad except the one speaking about false prophets. But my friends, your end is here. No game with the Christian prince. You are so slow. Very slow, like your God. Where he said, where in Quran does it say angels are females? Where in the Quran this is say angels are females? Well, it's recorded. What he said is recorded. I said in the Quran it says angels are not females. Are not females. He said nowhere in the Quran it says that. It's recorded. And this is, by the way, telling you, those Mohammedan, they learn their religion from me. How many times this guy called me, and each time he called, he hears things for the first time. He's calling me again. Why you are calling again? Hello? Are you there?
Hello.
Why you are calling me again?
No, I'm telling you, right now I'm busy. Okay, you call me on Sunday.
Yeah, but you are calling me again. Okay, you are busy and you are calling me again to tell me you are busy.
So give me a time. I will call you at that time on Sunday.
But you just call me. That means you are not busy. You just call me now. You call me. I did not
Yeah,
call you. Okay.
I'm telling you, give me a time on
Okay.
Sunday. I will.
Okay. Listen. As long you are talking about time, do you have time in Sunday?
So give me a time, particular time.
Okay. What do you mean? Give me a time. Are you insult?
Okay,
Listen.
is it-
Listen. I want to ask you a very simple question. I don't want to take your time because I know you are busy and you are a businessman. You just said to me, "Give me a time." Are you insulting Allah?
What?
Are you insulting Allah?
I didn't understand. Say that again.
You said to me, "Give me a time." So I'm saying to you, are you insulting Allah?
No, why will I insult Allah?
Because you just said to me, "Give me Allah."
I'm telling you, give me a particular time. I will call you at that time.
Exactly. Each time you said to me, "Give me time," each
The way
time.
you talk.
Okay. Isn't it your God?
I've heard your YouTube debates. Okay,
My
this is
friend,
the way you talk.
my
This is
friend,
the way a gentleman talks.
isn't it your God? Isn't it your God is time?
Again, you're coming again. Don't talk about that. I'm
Isn't
telling
it
you, I will call you.
isn't it
No,
your
no,
God?
I will call you at that time on Sunday.
Isn't it your
So
God?
7
Okay.
o'clock, 8 o'clock,
Sunday.
9
Okay.
o'clock.
Okay. What time? What time Sunday?
You tell me what time you will be available.
Okay. 9 a.m. Sunday. Do you agree?
9 a.m. in the morning.
9 Allah time. Yeah.
In the morning or evening? What time?
What do you know? I just said to you in the morning.
In the morning? No. In the morning, is, it will not be good. In the
Okay.
evening, it will be fine.
Okay. What about 9 a.m. in the night?
We will do it, make it 7.
Okay. 7 a.m. at night. What do you think?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
I will call
good.
you at that.
But look what you did.
And, what
Okay,
will
hold
be
on,
our
hold on. Look, hold on.
What will
7.
be our topic? Our topic will be jihad.
That,
Okay.
who jihad? I don't care about jihad. Let us talk about masturbation.
I will talk about jihad.
Jihad, masturbation.
Okay.
Jihad,
Because I like
jihad, masturbation. Where are you going? Where you are in a rush? Hold on. You choose topic and you run. You talk about anything. I talk about anything. There's no topic. A topic is Islam. Whatever you want.
No, topic is should be jihad.
I don't care. Okay, I do jihad in my way. Jihad, no problem. Jihad about how to lie. Jihad. This is jihad. How to steal. This is jihad. How?
This deep will be
Yeah.
recorded.
Okay. The mistake in the Quran. I will do my jihad and I will show you the mistakes in the Quran and the Hadith. Stupid things your prophet say. What do you think? 7 a.m. 7 a.m. at night. I will talk to you.
Okay, and we will do a recording. Okay, and I will.
So
put
hold
this in
on. Just to be sure. Did
all your purpose.
you write the time down?
Huh?
Did you take a note? 7 a.m. at night.
Yeah, 7 a.m. at night. Okay, fine.
Okay. Did you write it down?
Yeah. And what is your name?
Yes, I just told you 7 a.m. at night.
Yeah, but what is your name?
I mean, you are calling Christian Prince and you are asking me now, what is your name? So you calling me, you don't know me?
My name is Christian Prince.
Okay. So you call me, you do not know who I am.
The Christian Prince is your real name or your fake name?
Okay. Yeah. So listen. So, do you have time to debate me Sunday?
Yeah, I'm told you.
How come Sunday you have time? Like you are a person, a Muslim who take off.
Again, we will talk that on Sunday, okay?
But why?
Right now,
But how come your vacation at Sunday, not Friday? Aren't you a Muslim? What kind of a Muslim he take his vacation at Sunday? Isn't it haram?
Again, you're talking the same thing. I cannot discuss right now. We will talk everything on Sunday.
Okay, 7 a.m. at night, between 7 and 8. Okay. I will be waiting. I will wait for you at 2 a.m. at night at Sunday, and just be ready and get your falafel.
Actually, I wanted to do it face to face. Why can't you do it face to face?
Okay, show me your face. Go ahead. Open your camera.
No, not that face to face. I mean, in front of the audience.
Oh, I have all the audience in front of me. Trust me, I have like 2,000 people in front of me. Half of them they are asleep.
So if I can send my associate to Jeddah and he can talk to you.
Who is your associate? Is that Jibreel?
No, I will send my associate. We have associates in Saudi as well.
You have an associate in Saudi. Do your associate speak Arabic?
Huh?
Do he speak Arabic, your associate?
Yeah, Arabic. He will speak Arabic.
He speak Arabic? Why you don't invite him to debate me too?
Then he will come. We will send him directly to your place.
Okay, but give me. Okay, what about you? Give me your address. Give me your address, and I will send you my cousins to debate you.
My address? No. You don't have to send here.
Why you want my address? You don't give me your address. You are a famous man, and you are big and beautiful. So give me your address.
Oh, listen, we will talk on Sunday, okay?
Sunday, okay. I guess, just go. Okay.
Okay.
Don't forget to wash. Don't forget to wash the dishes. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. All right. Okay. Okay. Just go, man. This guy keeps saying to me he will go Sunday. He never hang up. What the heck? What's wrong with those people? I mean, I told him 100. This is how low IQ they are. 1,000 times, and I told you, did you write it down? 7 a.m. at night. He says yes. 7 a.m. at night. They are not even listening. The second they speak to me, they do poo-poo between their legs. The diarrhea is coming all over. 7 a.m. at night. I ask him again, did you write it down? 7 a.m. at night. Yes, I wrote it down. Are you sure you wrote it down? Did you take a note? Unbelievable. Oh boy. When you talk to Christian Prince, focus. He is so fast, man, so fast. And you Muslims are so slow. So 70 years your orgasm. This is how slow you are. 70 years orgasm. So I go to visit Zakir Naik in the year 2023. I knock at the door. Christian Prince, I can talk to you. I'm having an orgasm. What the heck, Zakir Naik? But you're not making sound of orgasm. Okay, I come next year. I knock at the door of Zakir Naik. How he knew a Christian Prince is in the door? I did not even say anything. He is busy having orgasm. 70 years orgasm, and those Muslims talking about making sense. I mean, you are so slow even. If the orgasm is 70 years, how long is the sex? What are you doing, man? If the orgasm alone is 70 years, how long it take to clean your shit? Excuse me. Anyone is drinking coffee in the morning now, and I keep saying those things. Sorry, I apologize for being not polite. You know. Anyway. What a stupid religion. Do we have any Abdul? Why does the Bible refer to Philistines? Abdul, Philistines is a location, is not a name of people, you idiot. People mean potatoes. A Muslim when he think, he fought. Anyway, a Muslim when he think he's farting. Yeah, it could be doing life in the street too. Exactly. You know. Yeah. Who want to debate me face to face? 7 a.m. at night? If you are a Muslim, you like to debate me face to face 7 a.m. at night, please text me. What the stupid people. You know, when the Quran says he left as a donkey, never come back as a horse, it's not the Quran says that. Come on, this is the Chinese. My cousins, said that. Sayyidina Muhammadan They try to target people who do not know their religion. Palestinian is from Palestine? That's deep. That's a good one. Earth or a ground or territory exists before the people. And then either are people given names based on the location they are in. So like a person who live in Europe, we call him European. But doesn't mean that the people are exist before Europe. No. Correct? People who live in America, we call him American. But does that mean that the people of America are exist before America? No. Slow people. When I say stupidity is amazing, I have my reasoning. Do we have any Mohammedan? He have the guts. They are big and beautiful. He can call us and prove us wrong. Anyone? Same time, the Muslims, they talk about Palestine and Palestine. How come the Quran never mentioned it? Not only that, the Quran mentioned that the Jews should kill every single person live there. Chapter 5, verse number 20-21. So if you are a smart, be a smart ass Muslim. Any Abdul? Anyone? You know, like you will see a smart Abdul says to you, why, how you explain that the heaven is called, or the garden called the Garden of Eden, when Eden was not exist until etc. year? The answer, Abdul, that Eden was called after the Garden of Eden, not the opposite. So if there is a city in America now called Lebanon, that is a name after Lebanon. Potatoes. Do we have any Muhammadan? Nobody? Okay, I think we had. So guys, the one who will make the video, download the video, please make a short video out of it about how we refute this guy. Make it short, very short, like 1 minute, you know, like how he, by doing that, he just get the Quran busted by such a claim that Abraham never was in Mecca, and Abraham is not the one who built the Kaaba. Because as long as Isaiah, he predicted that the Kaaba will be built in the future, and we know that Isaiah came long after Abraham. That means this guy, he confirmed that Abraham have nothing to do with the Kaaba, and the Kaaba is something will be built in the future, and Muhammad in his Quran lied. So when you make the video, try to make it short. You can download the whole video and, you know, like cut it pieces. But when you want to make the refutation, to make it easier for people to understand the cheese of the video, just cut it, what he said, what I said, bingo, and let everybody laugh at their stupidity. So I want to say thank you guys for being here. I have 4 wives waiting for me, as you know, and I have to do ablution, you know, because I wrote the Quran over their private part, and you cannot touch it unless you are a clean brother. Right? You cannot touch the Quran, and I wrote the Quran there. Do you know that Muhammad, he says, "Maktubun ala kulli farjin ismu nakihi." It is written in every vagina the name of the one will if it. This is written by Allah. Allah write over vagina. How we can touch it? How you Muslim have sex with it? Allah's words is there. Imagine now how many Muslim women will go and open their legs and start taking selfie and try to zoom in and see how many men are written there. Ahmed, Mohammed, Hassan, Ali, all the names written there. Is that a secret ink? Where? Zoom, zoom. Boom, boom. What the heck is that? It is written there, brother. And this is destiny. So the woman, she is asking the sheikh, okay, brother, I am getting older and I'm afraid no man will marry me. What I will do? Sister, don't worry. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, sister. The Prophet said, it's written on every vagina, the name of the one will do nikah to it, will do if to it. So sister, if it's meant to be, it's written there. The woman, I'm sure, she went to the bathroom right away. She opened her legs. She turned all the light on. She get her phone. You know those Samsung, they can zoom so good. Better than even Apple. She zoom. There is nothing. Hey, Balbula, you do not need to look for the name. The guy next door, knock at his door, he will do it to you. No need for a drama. Written there, I mean, this God, he write over all women vagina the names of the men will sleep with them. He could not find a different way for documentation. Do he have a stamp on it? There's a wax. How we know this is written by Allah? What if it's somebody else? Maybe the midwife, the woman she gave birth to you. She wrote some names there. Her son, maybe. What the heck? And how come we cannot see it? What about Allah? He write it in your ass. What about he write it in your chest? I mean, vagina? We can write there anyway. I mean, this God is also, and the Muhammadan, they speak about what makes sense. This is the religion makes sense, brother. Everything there makes sense. Absolutely. Thank you all for being here. And shall we hear this guy one more time? He can read the Bible upside down. What? He can read the Bible upside down if you wake me from sleep.
God Almighty speaking to Prophet Isaiah. So
Hold
God
on.
said to Isaiah, "Oh Isaiah."
Hold on. What is the part where you say you read the Bible upside down? Hold
Towards
on.
the end of time, speaking to Prophet Isaiah. Isaiah 19:19. It's I can do that. Not boast.
Wildly wrong.
Hold on.
Wallahi, I can do that.
Wallahi.
Not boasting.
Yes, you are.
Wallahi, you can do what?
If you get these Bible,
Me up. I can read the Bible upside down.
well then,
The heck?
can't use ignorance as an
Friend, if I go to sleep and you wake me up, I can read the Bible upside down.
well then.
We should add this for our presentation each time we start the video. What a comedy. Thank you all for being here. May the Lord bless you. And until I see you again, this is your brother Christian Prince was serving you humbly for today and getting the Abdul busted and their God spanked with no mercy. Look at them. They are laughing because they are idiot. They just destroy their religion and their Quran. And they think they are serving their God, when in fact they are destroying their cult by saying stupid things, fabricating stories, which help us a lot to expose them. God bless you. Christ is Lord. God is good. So is Jesus. And those who follow Muhammad, they follow a scumbag, a thief, a wicked man, a liar, a cheater, a fornicator. A person was accused of stealing underwear. And guess what? We know who is wearing it. It is Hunter Biden. See ya.